Welcome to the Monday, July 21st, 2025 meeting of the Montpelier Design Review Committee. We'll let members and staff introduce themselves.
Rebecca Owens, member.
Meredith Crandall, staff.
Steve Everett, member.
Martha Smirsky, member.
Eric Gilbertson, member.
That's it.
Okay, good. At this point, we can let Meredith review the remote meeting procedures and process.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And a lot of this little spiel is for anybody who is watching tonight via ORCA Media, but Tassie, you're the only other person on who hasn't seen this before. There's some stuff in here for you too. And for anybody who's wondering, I actually heard from somebody who watches these meetings over ORCA Media, both Design Review and Development Review Board and City Council. So it actually does happen. All right. So for anyone viewing tonight's Design Review Committee meeting via ORCA Media, you can participate in the discussion via the Zoom platform through either video or telephone access options. If you want the full video experience, please type this link into your web browser. Alternatively, you can dial in from any phone using this phone number, and when prompted, put in this meeting ID. Using either of those routes, I'll get a notification that you want to get into the meeting and be able to let you in. If you're having problems accessing the meeting, please email me at mcrandall@montpelier-vt.org. For those attending via Zoom, turning your video on is optional. For everyone attending, please keep your microphone on mute when you're not speaking. This will help reduce background noise. And please note that the Zoom chat function should only be used for troubleshooting or logistics questions. Keep any questions or comments about items on the agenda verbal, please. In the event the public is unable to access this meeting, and I would find out about that via email, it will need to be continued to a time and place certain. I'll now hand the meeting over to the chair.
At this point in time, noting on the agenda that the application for 5 West Street has been postponed until the following meeting, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of the agenda, speak your names.
Rebecca.
Steve?
Meredith, I'm not sure you heard me. I said Martha.
Okay.
Okay.
And I heard Eric. I think you both were trying to talk at the same time. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. At this point, we can move forward to the first application for 7 West Street. Owner applicant Amanda Sardonis.
So if you want to come up to the spot in front of the laptop, and you can, if you speak into the microphone, then the recording secretary will be able to hear you when she takes the minutes. All right. And I can share screen the application that you submitted if you need me to. I mean, there's not a whole lot of ins and outs.
In front of the committee, so I have not been watching the recordings on ORCA Media, so
you can just describe what you're doing
Okay.
that brought you here before the committee.
I see. Okay. All right. So so my name is Amanda Sardonis. I live at 7 West Street. Our proposed project is to replace the treads and risers on the stairs of our rear porch. I don't know if anyone's noticed, we've had a lot of rain over the last few years, and that area has become very wet. And so the current stair material is wood, and it's been rotting out. And so we had a carpenter come who's done some work for us on the interior of our home, give us an assessment of our options for replacing those components of the stairs. And so as you can see in the application, it's replacing just the treads and the risers with composite decking for the steps, and then PVC material for the risers. I did want to, oh, thanks for putting the picture up. I did want to note that there will be caps on the ends of the steps, so it won't just be the like the unfinished edge of the Trex. There'll be caps, so it'll look like a nice finished edge.
And will your railing be just as it is now?
Yes, we don't, the rest of the stairs are in good shape. So the structure underneath, and the railing and that post in the front,
Mhm.
there's no rot in that area. And so we'll maintain the railing and all the other component
And the
parts.
spindles?
Yep, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. It's just replacing the stair treads and risers.
Okay.
One of the features of those stairs are the rounded, the bullnose fronts on the treads. Are you going to be able to do that?
With the composite material, no, I believe will be a flat edge. We do have the option of sort of fitting like a piece of trim under that edge. But no, I don't believe so. And I'll say right now, I'm the applicant, the owner of the property, but I'm not the contractor or the carpenter.
I
I'm
just wonder if
happy
the
to take other questions to.
composite material could be milled to
Oh, I see what you mean.
be able to, because that the bull noses on those treads are kind of distinctive. You don't see that very often. And it's a nice part of those other beautiful stairs.
They're
Uh,
nice.
Yeah, they are nice. And you can also come to the front of the house if you want to see some more nice design elements, including that trim. So these are the back stairs. This goes out into our backyard. So you can't actually see this part of the house from any part of the street.
You
You can actually achieve the rounded edge merely
With
by running it
by milling
through
it?
a router or a shaper. The advantage of doing that is that where it's a sharp edge, it tends to get more dinged up by traffic, snow, ice removal. So that's certainly a possibility to do that just with some standard tools.
Okay.
Are you able to paint the composite material?
The Trex, we're gonna try to match to one of the trim colors on the house. And as you can see, there are many colors to choose from. But we have not looked at samples of we have not decided on the exact color of the decking Trex for the stairs. But the PVC material can be painted. So
Okay.
the riser material can be painted. And again, we'll match the existing color right now, but there is a possibility that the actual color of the stairs will be another color than what we currently have, that painted brick red color.
It's kind of what I was wondering. This is more like a future curiosity, like you might want to think about it. Whatever, if you end up doing the deck boards, you might end up carrying that through, so that the decision on the stairs might impact a future decision.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point. Yes,
Yeah.
right now, like the decking of the porch is in good shape, but you're
Mhm.
right, it could be
Could be, yeah.
in the future we may want to look into replacing that material from wood to a more weather.
I do think you can paint the Trex or whatever wood whatever fake wood you're
Yeah.
using.
And the paint adheres to the Trex material.
I've not personally tried it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of colors now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, we looked at we just haven't,
Yeah.
need to
Well, and
decide on our.
And I think if you can find one that you like there, if you know that there is a paint color to match it, you could even just paint, right, your decking of the porch that color.
Oh, that's right.
Right? I think
Yeah.
that's also partly what Rebecca was getting at too, that you might then
Agreed.
use,
Yeah.
pick a color that
Oh,
you're then
exactly.
happy
Like
to
that.
echo throughout that area.
Yes. Yeah, because the current decking color, that red color, is only it's only on the stairs and the decks on all of the porches. It's not that color is not repeated on any of the other paint on the house, any of the trim color. It's just for the decks and stairs.
Do you like it?
It's all right.
Yeah.
We did have the whole house repainted a couple seasons ago, and we chose to keep the same colors,
Mhm.
in part because I know the previous owners had worked really closely with like whoever is the expert on historical paint colors and came up with this particular combination and palette, and rather than I love the choices that they made, and also sort of that decision,
Yeah.
the decision paralysis, like, oh man, what if we change some of the colors?
This is Eric. I would like to include a condition that you do round the ends of the treads. I'm sure, as Steve says, I'm sure that can be done with a fairly simple tool.
Okay.
Would you want to make that as a recommendation or an optional?
I want to make it as a recommendation.
Okay. And with that recommendation, unless anybody has anything else to add, we can go down through the criteria for the project. There's a list of criteria for any projects in the district. Exterior design and materials of new construction or alterations of existing buildings shall be consistent and compatible with the characteristics of the existing building or other properties in the district. Additions and alterations to non-historic and non-contributing shall respect and be compatible with existing patterns and setbacks found in adjacent buildings. And all of that is acceptable. Existing buildings shall be recognized as a physical record of their time, place, and use. Acceptable. Architectural features, including but not limited to cornices, windows, shutters, fan lights, entablature, trim, and other forms of molding or character-defining detailing prevailing on the existing building, shall be considered in the alteration of a building. Acceptable with the recommendation. And again, the recommendation would be to either by purchase of material or using tools to shape for a rounded edge of the stair treads as in the existing. And based on that, all in favor of the application, speak your names.
Rebecca?
This is Martha. I say yes.
Eric, yes.
And Steve, yes. So application is approved.
So hopefully tomorrow, depending on staffing and getting everything done, you'll get your permits. Because you don't need to, there's no additional steps on this one. This one's nice and easy, but since you're here, it'd be great to have you sign this.
It's a
Because it's
plate.
got a recommendation, so that says that you agree with the recommendation.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I do.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Have a great night. Enjoy it. Me too.
Really nice.
Thank you for coming. And good luck with your project. We can move to the next application for 7 East State Street. Applicant Tassie Garrett, owner Heaney Family Limited Partnership, for 2 new signs. Describe your application.
Hello, my name is Tassie Garrett. I'm a resident of Northfield and soon to be owner of the store that is currently Katie's Jewels. I will be continuing the business, but changing the business name. And also, I'm hoping to put a couple of new signs up to make myself more visible from the corner of state and Maine, as well as obviously a new flat sign to reflect the new business name. So the flat sign there is actually 2 feet shorter than the current sign that's on the building, so the size is actually smaller. And you can see the materials there. The only thing sort of interesting to note about it, it's going to have smolts, which is like a sand and glass texture over the black paint background, and silver leaf on the logo part. So hopefully it'll be kind of shiny and with the idea of a jewelry store. And then the second sign, which I know is going to need to go out for a waiver, is a projecting sign, and that's the one that will really be visible from the corner. Currently, when you look from the corner, there's the big fan that comes out of the sign of the side of the bakery, and then there's the dog food sign, which obscures the flat sign. The dog food sign ends up being right in front of the flat sign, so there's nothing showing that there's a business. And because the door is set back from the road, it's even harder to sort of see. So although it is closer than 24 feet, I am hoping to get a waiver so that the business can be visible from the corner. And it also has a custom-made spiral bracket, which echoes my logo.
Okay.
Is there anything else you need to know?
Is that bracket attached to hold that sign, the projecting blade sign? Is that bracket attached to the framing or to the brick?
It's the framing for that rounded shingled area there.
Here.
Yes.
Yep.
Scroll down.
Oh.
Here.
Yeah. I
And,
know I see it,
You meant
but I
to go into the
I
side.
wasn't sure if the bracket was
Gotcha.
attached to the brick or to the, to the roofing or the frame of that section.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that part has the frame inside it, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steve, you're our expert on sign size and letter size. You think 5-inch letters, 5 1/4-inch letters are going to be readable from this corner?
You may even, if the regulations allow the larger size, you may want to go with maybe a 6 to an 8-inch tall letter. And then maybe a 5.
Oh, well, we had, anyone was, dogs.
You
Um,
usually the rule of thumb is for visibility for signs, they recommend a 1-inch letter for each 10 feet. So if from the corner back to this area is approximately 70 or 80 feet, that would be an 8-inch letter for Tussie and maybe a 6-inch letter for jewelry. And
okay.
And again, if that's, it looks like there's enough room. If that's an accurate representation, you may want to bump the sign's height to 24 inches and then use that additional space to make your letters slightly larger.
Let me double check. So there's a max size on projecting signs. And that's the projecting signs we
Actually, the
run
projecting
into.
is 33 inches high. What would the maximum size?
Hold on. I've got to pull up the right ones and get to the provision. Projecting.
Either that or you could make the logo slightly smaller in order to increase the size of the lettering.
Projecting signs These are bigger than they used to be, I think. 10 square feet an area is the max size.
Oh,
I think it got bigger last April. I think it used to be smaller than that.
okay. Yeah, I'm having Wood and Wood design these, and I think they may have been working off of older, um, older numbers.
Yeah, I
Well,
think they may have
3 by 3 is 9. So 36 by 36 would be 9 square feet.
Yeah, so there you
And
have
you
a
don't-
little more room to work
You,
with.
you don't need any more width, it looks like.
Right. So then the
But
only
you
limiting
could,
factor is my budget.
you could see if you can bump the 33 height either to 36 or make your logo slightly smaller and the letters taller.
Okay. Yep. Duly noted. Um,
And again, maximum readability is a 1 inch letter for every 10 feet of viewing distance.
And
So
you-
if you're standing down on the corner of State and Main by the bakery and you would look up the street,
Yeah, there's actually about 100 feet between the corner and there.
Okay.
So yeah.
okay, then you
would
could
be
go
better.
to a 10 inch. But I think an 8 and a 6 might serve your purpose. I know that Sarducci's sign is 12 inches high and you can see it from 200 feet away clearly because of the contrast. And the contrast here between the white and the black is is nice.
I was thinking the similar in that I like the black and white is so stark, it really helps with readability.
Contrast helps a lot.
Yeah, I had a choice between the white background and black letters, which more closely resembles my business cards. But I really liked the visible like oomph of the black background. Um,
Well, the black, when you look at the area around your sign, it's the building in back. And with this representation, the black contrasts with that building better than a white would. So I think the sign is more noticeable, as is the lettering.
Is this gonna be a two-sided sign? Or are you gonna do sign on the side up
the
east,
blade sign, yes. Yep, that will be two-sided.
lettering on both sides?
It should look the same on the opposite side, only, yeah, readable.
Just wondered, because if they ever fix State Street, some people might even drive down it. I think this is the first time, certainly myself and others have recommended a larger sign.
Well, maybe I should capitalize on that then.
Well, it's nice to come in with a conservative proposal and then work your way back the other direction.
Yeah, well, I will certainly see what an increase in the size will do to the price of the sign. And my thought, I know that there's like the total signage for the square footage of the building frontage. And I didn't know like the shorter flat sign. I didn't know how it was like with so there's the rounded roof and then there's the setback area. And yeah, I would have brought it here if I had current plans, but I didn't know if in the future, in the next maybe 2-3 years, like there were if I could have a second sign. Do you know if there are limitations on the number of signs if you stay within the allotted square footage?
So with the changes that were made last April, so about a year ago, you can have additional signage. There just may be like a penalty for it not being on one of the primary frontages of the building.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna scroll back. Let me just take a quick peek. Where your sign application went. Hmm. I'm not finding off the top of my head what the max signage on the building is, but the projecting signs no longer count towards that total frontage signage they no longer count as like the building wall signage anymore. So I have a feeling that there's plenty of room still on the building.
Great.
The signage changes in April 2024 benefited several buildings. In general, I think for most people, they've been a good thing.
Yeah.
So again, the options are on the wall sign that you could bump it from 20 inches high to 24 inches in order to accommodate, again, 6-inch letters for the Tossie, and then, I'm sorry, 8-inch tall letters for the Tossie, and then 6-inch tall letters for jewelry. And then again, the blade sign, you could bump from 33 to 36, and again, play with the logo in order to achieve the same size letters. 8-inch tall for the Tussie and 6-inch for jewelry. And again, the reason for that is to make it more readable, certainly from the corner of State and Main where the pedestrian traffic would be able to see the sign.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right.
And again, that's at your option. You can work with your sign designer to,
Will I need to come back to this board if I do a larger, okay.
no, we're giving you the option to do that without having to come back.
Okay.
I mean, you can stay with what you have, but again, you have the option to go with the larger lettering, again, just to make it more readable.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that knowledge about the size and the distance. So I do have one question about like when I go to the DRB meeting with this, do I need to come like armed with information? Like do I need to like literally measure from the corner and measure from the other sign and like know every single thing, or like what is
No,
that?
so we can discuss again. And we can discuss more later this week. I'll be in the office tomorrow, but really I'm gonna package everything that you've provided already, plus the input that comes from the design review committee tonight, into a staff report that is basically a memo telling the board how, what you're requesting, how it fits into the criteria. And we'll probably also include little maps with distances that I've measured out approximately on our GIS mapping software. So you don't really have to bring anything else. You submitted your application. And if we had needed more, I would have brought more. I think if if you're asked for more in the application, I think if you can just articulate when you summarize what you're asking the board for, why you need a projecting sign closer than it would normally be required in this new location. Like we've had others that the design review committee has approved over the last 7 years, but they've almost always been somewhere where there's evidence that there was previously a projecting sign bracket. So I just sort of let it go through. This isn't the case here.
Yeah, well, apparently there has been a projecting sign on that building in a business. I don't have proof of that, but apparently, so before Katie's Jewels, it was a salon. And before that salon, it was another salon. And that first one apparently had a projecting sign. And that was clearly before the dog food sign went in. But it's not so that location has had a projecting sign.
No, but it's others where like the bracket is still there.
Got
like
it.
they're using the bracket. So I can just be like, there's still a bracket.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't think you're gonna have a problem getting there okay with this. It's a historic structure. It's not like you can expand the building, right? You need to be seen. I think it'll be fine. But just be able to articulate why you need this projecting sign because of its unique location
Yep.
and the unique setup of the building.
Yep. Okay, great.
And before that, it was a video store.
That's right. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I'm trying to remember what was there before
It was, I don't know if it was
downstairs
directly
video
before.
moved there.
I think it got built as a taxi cab garage.
That sounds right, but I'm trying to think what was there between taxi cab and because downstairs video from under the Savoy moved there. I'm trying to remember what was there before that.
There was another salon way back. It's been Salon City. Does any members have any other suggestions or questions? If not, I can go through the criteria for this sign. The size, location, design, color, texture, lighting, and material of all exterior signs within the design review district shall be compatible with the building and structures of the site and surrounding properties. Acceptable. Where appropriate, signing shall respect the original sign placement and sign bans on historic structures. Acceptable. If a building has multiple tenants, there shall be consistency in placement and size among all signs. Acceptable. It is recommended that sign placement be centered over building entries. These signs are acceptable. Sign installation shall minimize damage to character-defining materials on the building. Acceptable. Sign design, color, and typography shall respect historic precedents where appropriate and shall be the appropriate scale for existing and new buildings. Acceptable. Sign support structures shall be compatible with the building architecture and must not be overly complex or dominant in and of themselves. Acceptable. Lighting fixtures for signs mounted on all building facades shall be designed with appropriate housing shielding and photometrics. Is there any lighting for either of these signs?
No, not currently.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I can just say that that's not applicable. No lighting proposed. All in favor with the options to the applicant for the larger letters and slight increases in sign heights? All in favor, speak your names.
Eric,
This is Martha. I say yes.
And Steve says yes. So it's 4-0 in favor.
So Tassi, you will go before the Development Review Board on the 18th of August. I will be at that meeting, staffing it like I did this one. And the week before, I will release a staff report that does that whole big memo. And you'll get an email when that and all the other meeting materials are posted for access, and when the final agenda is posted and like the Zoom link and everything, similar to the email you got for tonight's meeting.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming and good luck with your new location.
Thank you so much.
Have members had a chance to look at the minutes from the July the 7th meeting? And are there any questions or changes?
I don't see any changes, and I make a motion to accept the minutes the way that they're written.
second,
All in favor of the minutes, speak your names.
Rebecca?
Martha,
Steve,
Eric, I think you didn't stay unmuted long enough for the sound to reach us.
oh, I'm for it.
Thank you.
okay, minutes are approved. Does anyone have any other business or anything else to add? If not, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll
Go ahead.
second it.
All in favor of adjournment, speak your names.
Rebecca?
Martha?
Eric.
And Steve, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank